Hello friends, in today's video I'm going to show you how to build a tool to get an event list from Eventbrite from this website. Okay, here is an event list from this organization here. So here if you check this URL, here is organizer, event organizer. So here these numbers is the organization is the organizer's ID for this event list, and here we have 18 live events here. So we need to get the information about this event and from this website and pull this information to a Google Sheet. Okay, here is the final product, and here we have a menu for Eventbrite, and we here need to log in, and we then run the query to pull the information from this website. Okay, let me show you how to do it. And if you run this query now, so you need to log in first. So click login, and it brings you this sidebar. So you click the authorize to bring you a website for the authorization. Here you just click allow. Since I already logged in this website and I don't need to put my username and password, if you're not logged into this website, you may need to enter your username or your email and your password to do this login. So once you see this message, that means you already logged in, and you can close this tab now. And here you should see your username, your ID, and your email for your account information here. Okay, now we can close the sidebar, and we can now try to run this query. And you should get this input box, and here we need to put the organizer ID. Okay, here for this example, the ID is the last numbers in this URL. You need to copy this ID and put it here, and keep going. And now this script is running, and using this API from the Eventbrite, and collect all the information about the event, event title or event name, and the start time, start date and time, and end date. And you also have the event ID and the location about this event name, about this event, and if this is a series or not. And you have the URL to this event directly. So if you click the URL, it should bring you the event details. Okay, so all the details are here, and you also have the status about the event, and then the last column is organizer's ID. You just put it in this input box. Okay, so basically that's all for all the functions in this little tool for event from Eventbrite. So here you can try another organizer's ID. So let me try to search this and find another event list. So I think I need to. So I believe this O here represents the organization, I think. So let's do this search, and we should get some other event list. So we can try to. Okay, let's try this one. Make.event, and this ID is. Alright, let's get this ID here, and let me try try to run this query again and put the ID here. It runs the script. Let's see what's the information here. Okay, we have 24 live events here. And let's check our script. Okay, 22. I don't know why here we have 24, but in our the data from this API is only 22. I didn't find the reason for this, but for most of the events, you should find it. You should find the event in this website. Let me try to search this one. Okay, so this is the first one. So I don't know why. For most of the content, you should be able to get it from the API. Okay, so basically that's it. And if you're trying to use this tool, you can make a copy of this file, and I will show you how to change the script and to build your own tool. Okay, so I will share this file with you, and if you're trying to use it, please go to File and make a copy of this file. And you also can rename it. Okay, let me rename it for YouTube. Okay, for YouTube video, YouTube. We need to do some modifications, so you can use the script if you just follow me. Okay, so now this is a new file, and you should be able to have the menu here. Alright, let's wait. No menu. If there is no menu, please go to the Tools Script Editor. You should have all the codes here. Okay, you should be able to check all the code here. And try to run this on open function here. Okay, now we have the menu. It takes a while, but if you try to run this, it may fail, I think. First, do the authorization part first. So you do the authorization with your Google account, and I will show you how to do the next step. Allow the access. Okay, let me try to log in. Right, everything looks good, but we should get something. Okay, so here you may have an error like this. It's about the redirect URI here. So I will show you why we get this error, because we need to do some changes. So basically, let me show you. Let's go to. So once you log into your account, let me try the account settings. So for the Eventbrite side, you can register your account here, and in your account settings, here we have the developer links here. We have API key. Okay, so since we made a new file, and we didn't change the URL we didn't change the redirect URL for this API key we used in the example, and we may need to create a new API key. So for you need to create a new API key. Okay, you just try to create a new API key. So you put your name here, and the company name if you have one. I don't have one actually, so I don't have an application URL. I just put some fake one, and so this is redirect URI. This is very important. So for the application name, we just name it Google Apps Script for Eventbrite. Okay. And description, just put a none. And we need to do this URI here for the redirection. Then we should get rid of this error information. And let me show you how to add this one. So let's go to the app script editor. And one more thing you need to know: we're using a library called apps script 002. So try to search this library, and you should find this first one on GitHub. And please go to this library. So if you are building this tool from the very beginning, you should start from this documentation here. In this documentation, it explains everything in very detailed information in this here. So here, if you are using, we need to define our URL for the redirection here. Please copy this URL and put it here in your API key settings here. Okay, and you need to modify this script ID. So for this script ID, please go to your script and the file project properties here. You should find the script ID. So every time you create a new script file, you should have a new script ID. So that's why we get the error, because we have a new file. The ID, well, the ID is different, but in our API setting, is still the old script ID. So for this new file, it can work. Okay, so once we have this URI, we can create the key. All right, so we have a new API key here, and you also have the key and the API secret in your client ID and client secret. We also need to change that. All right, so let's cancel this, and please go to let me show you here. So for the Eventbrite here, so for this file, in this file, we have all the functions for the login and logout. So basically, so here is to set your client ID, and here is to set client secret. You need to get your new client ID and a new client secret here. So this is a new one. Let's check the API key details here. So this is API key is a client ID, okay. And also for the client secret, just copy it and paste it here and save it. I think that's all the changes we need to do for this new file. So let's try to do the login again. All right. So we get the same sidebar information and do the authorization here. Now you have the correct redirect URI here, and if you do the allow, so you should be able to go. Okay, so now it's success. That means you got all the information correctly. So now I have the username, ID, and email address, and you should be able to run this query now. So let's try to get another event list. All right, so let's try to find another one. And how about this wave event? Okay, so let's get this ID, organizer ID, and let's try to run this again. Put it here, it runs a query. So just wait about a few seconds. All right, boom. So 26 event found, and let's see what this. Here we have 27. I don't know why. Maybe we missed something in the API. I don't know. But for most events, it should be pulled from the API and put all the data here you can use. So so uh, so if you don't need to change other stuff, you you should be able to use it. Just follow the instructions I just gave you. But if you try to uh, run other queries, maybe you need to get something different. Maybe you need to get something more details about the event. You need to change the code here. You need to write your own query. So that's another story. So you may need to learn about the APIs. You should be so you should go to the API documentation. I think there is a reference. Okay, where to find it? I don't know where to find. So let's try to search. Eventbrite API. Okay, we should give the reference book. Okay, here we have the reference. So basically, once you have the authorization, you should be able to get a token here. Okay, so in this part, you can use this service get access token. Once you have this token, you can retrieve the data from this API key. So from this API, okay, just like this here. Let me show you one for. Okay, let me show you one for event. I try to. Let me try to get this. Okay, let me try to log this token here, and we can use the token in our. So let's try to log in again. Login. Alright, since I already logged in, so it's just put information for me, so we should be able to see the token in the log. Okay, here's the log. Here is the token, and we can use this token. So let me try to run. Let me show you about the event search API. So retrieve. So where is it? Event description. So event search list. Search event list. Okay, here is the API key. Is the API, and we can use this API to search any events. So let's try to search this or copy this URL, and we need to add some parameters here. All the parameters here you can use. All right. Let's try to find something. Okay, let's just use this key parameters. I think it's for a keyword. All right, so let's say Q equals to New York City. So about this keyword, and we also need to get the token at the end. Also in this parameters, the token is let me check. Token, this token, and put it here. We should get something. All right. So here Okay, we have got 48,000 result from this New York keyword. So I think a lot of event happening in New York. All right. So as you can see here, there are about 200 pages. So for this API, it retrieves 50 items at most, and the maximum 50 items per page. So if you have items more than 50, you need to go through it page by page. Okay. So here, all the information is about the events you can retrieve from this API, and the return result will be a JSON object. Okay, so you can retrieve all kind of information in this API. So if you need to get information about other stuff like map, report, pricing, or other information like user, yes, you can get user information. Okay, so for this one, can have once you have a user ID, so all this kind of information you can try to use in this tool. So uh, so once you know how to do it, so and you go to this API documentation and you read the instructions and you just follow the steps here, so you can customize these queries. All right, so I think that's all for today's video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave your comments below the video. Okay, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.